So I'm using Instagram to record daily thoughts on a certain topic, and here are some compiled thoughts on models and definitions of testing. 5 minutes of goodness. So is testing all about bugs? Of course it's not. Testing is all about testing. Only nothing is all about anything else, because nothing is all about the absence of anything else. The only thing that is all about the thing is the thing itself. If we concentrate on attributes or the results of and class it as the thing, then we miss out so much. Right? People say testing is not all about bugs because they're concerned that we're going to count the bugs and make that the focus. The reason testing is not all about bugs is because testing is all about testing. Testing is all about testing. But do we know what that means? Do we know what testing actually is? I mean, one way to figure that out is to come up with a definition, but definitions are hard. So what we could do, and this is one thing I did when I was trying to get my head around my definition of testing, is come up with a list. Because testing is what testers do. So I came up with a list of what I do as a tester. That way I have a big set of these are the things that are part of testing. I have a model of my testing everyday life. And then I can generalize that into a definition. So that might be a useful thing to try if you haven't yet got your own definition of testing or are still working on a model or definition of testing. So there were a couple of things that stopped me creating definitions for myself. The first one, I found it hard. I found it hard to create a definition in the first place. That's why I created the list. But the second thing was I had a limiting belief about definitions, because I thought that if I decide what testing is, then I'm going to be constrained to what that testing is. The definition is going to stop me being flexible, and if something doesn't fit into my definition, I'm not going to do it because it's not testing by definition, because I defined what testing is. So the way I got around that was by realizing that definitions are just models. Right? We can have multiple models, we can use multiple definitions, and our models can be wrong, and our models change over time. That is what allowed me to create a definition of testing. So if you're approaching it and one of the things you're worried about is, well, I have to only do this because that's what testing is, that's just a model, and we can overcome that belief. So have you tried creating a model of testing for yourself yet? Definition of testing? I'm going to tell you my definition. Now, I haven't made this public before, so don't tell anyone. Right? My current working definition or model of testing is: testing is building and comparing a model of the system to the system, or multiple models of the system. So probably building and comparing multiple models of the system to the system. So see how that works for you. I mean, what does that not cover in what you do? That will give you a hint and indication as to what you value as important for testing. And if it does sit well for you, see where you can take it, because these definitions are supposed to empower us and help us to think about testing rather than limit how we view and think about testing. So I was concerned that a definition would hold me back. But what usually caused us issues back when we were testing was not our definitions, but our processes and our strict compliance to processes. Now, sometimes processes are a result of someone else's model or definition, but sometimes they're a result of people not having a model or definition. So what happens is they just pick whatever definition or their interpretation of something in a book, right? And they don't have a proper model to guide it. So whatever we do, we can't change because we don't understand it and we don't understand how it fits in the particular context that we're working. And if you're in that situation and you don't have a model or a definition, then you really don't have any basis to question that process that you're using or compare it in some other way to have some good way of moving forward. So models are very important for us to look at our own processes and construct our own way of working within our environment. So if you build a model or a definition of your testing, how does that help you? Well, if you're looking at strategy, then you start thinking, why would I build this model? Why would I model this part of the system? Why would I compare this model to the system? That gives you your strategy. Your strategy starts at why, and your strategy deals with why you're building or even conceptualizing certain models and why they're important to compare. Your approach is, how am I going to compare this model? What techniques am I going to use
to expand the model into concrete instances of conditions that we're going to use. Your planning comes in with who is going to compare this, who is going to build this, who has the skills, when are we going to do this, which models are more important to build before others, when are we going to do it. And that all feeds into your general strategy, approach, plan part, and your model or definition of testing can help guide you with that.
So that was a set of videos recorded over a week just on my mobile phone. I've edited them together. That was a useful exercise for me to go through a block of thoughts on a certain topic. And the summary out of all of this is the names that we have are not the thing we're describing. It's a complicated model that we're working with. So rather than come up with a high-level general model first, just build a model of what you do by listing what you do. Open up your definition to cover everything that you are involved in. Because creating a definition can be hard, but we can evolve it over time. Now, the definition that I use at the moment is testing is building and comparing models of the system to the system. That works for me at the moment. It's very high level. It's very general. It might not work for you, right? Look at other people's definitions and help guide you through the creation of yours, because you will react to them, right? And those definitions won't cover things that you value as important. And that will be a guide to you as to what you do that may be different from everyone else, or what you feel is important to everyone else. And your definition should encompass that, because that's core to what you do, but give you the freedom to do whatever you have to, but help you think. Because bad processes come from thoughtless models, where people don't think about a model of testing, they don't think of a definition, just take stuff out of books, it doesn't relate to what they're doing, results in bad processes that restrict us and make things hard. And what we want are definitions that help us explore and help us guide ourselves through processes, like coming up with our strategies, what are our approaches and what are our plans. So I hope that helps. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel and we'll produce more videos like this.